Good morning and welcome back to New Day here on TV3. It's time for us to go into our health club this morning, and we're talking about x-rays. Now, medical x-rays are important tools for diagnosing and treating certain diseases, but according to health experts, this might not always be the case. Are there any potential health risks from taking x-rays? We'll find out.
A type of electromagnetic radiation, just like visible light. With this, an X-ray machine sends individual X-ray particles through the body with their images recorded on a computer or film. This can be used to find out certain diseases in the human body. But how safe are X-rays? Yes, they are used to treat malign tumors before it spreads through the human body. They help radiologists identify cracks, infections, injury, and abnormal bones. They also help in identifying bone cancer. Yes, these are the positives, but are the negatives also true? Is it true that constant X-rays can lead to skin cancer and a probable blindness? But the good thing is, X-rays are painless. Some body positions needed during an X-ray may be uncomfortable for a short while. But with all these, the expert will take us through all we need to know about X-rays.
That's right, and the expert this morning that we have with us in the studio is Dr. Edmund Brakunhiapa. He is from the University of Ghana School of Medicine and Surgery, and is also the president of the Ghana Association of Radiologists. Good morning, Doc.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Good.
Fine.
Welcome to the show. We were given an explanation, but we also like to hear from the doctors themselves. What is an X-ray?
Well, an X-ray, as was stated, is an electromagnetic radiation, or it's a form of energy, you know. You can have energy in different forms. Mm-hmm. You can have sound energy. You have radiation, which people use nuclear plants to power plants and hydroelectric. Mm-hmm. So X-rays are a form of energy.
Okay. And is there any difference between what we would class as an X-ray and what people would call a scan?
Yes, it's a big difference.
Okay. Give us a difference.
Now, with the X-rays, it's radiation.
Okay.
Once again, let me refer to, say, a nuclear plant. Mm-hmm. And you know Chernobyl disaster and all those things.
Yes.
Now with ultrasound, that's sound.
Okay.
But above the audible range. So that's a different kind of, it's a mechanical type of energy.
Okay.
Mechanical wave. So there are different forms of energy. One is radiation, one is sound.
All right. And would there be, or are there, any kinds of ailments or health situations whereby doctors would advise not to take an X-ray?
Well, the condition under which X-rays are contraindicated, pregnancy.
Pregnancy, okay. And that is due to the radiation?
That's due to the radiation because, you know, the human cells or living cells that are multiplying quickly, like in a developing fetus,
Baby, yep.
You know, they're forming parts, body parts and stuff. Those cells are very sensitive to radiation.
Right.
It can cause changes in the cell structure.
Okay.
And lead to abnormal organ formation or even cancers. So in a situation where we have rapid cell growth, or even in parts of the body, even in an adult, mm-hmm. where you have tissues dividing rapidly, like in the gonads,
right,
ovaries, testes, and stuff like that. We want to, you know, limit how much radiation you are exposing those organs to, but it is generally safe.
Okay. And in such a situation, then, such as the pregnant women, what would you opt for in regards to make that assessment that is required at that moment in time?
Unfortunately, we have ultrasound scans.
So you'd use ultrasound rather?
You can use an MRI.
Okay.
That also doesn't use radiation.
Radiation.
So we have these two options that we can use.
Okay. And why is it that one is asked to remove all items of jewelry or metal when you're taking X-rays?
If you don't do that, then the metal or that item can show on the X-ray.
Okay.
And can blur out the detail that you want to see.
Right. Okay. But that's the main reason. It's not any adverse reason.
No.
Okay. And when doing X-rays, it was noted that sometimes when you're sitting down or you're asked to do an X-rays, you may be put in an uncomfortable or uncompromising position. Why is that?
Well, we want to bring out the best picture, and sometimes that will put you in an uncomfortable position. Usually want to take about 2 views, because if you have a crack, say you have a crack in the bone, it may show on one view, but when you turn the patient 90 degrees, you wouldn't see that crack.
Okay.
So if you started with the position, that 90-degree position, it means you wouldn't see the crack.
Okay.
But then we need to turn you 90 degrees, and then we may see it. And that position may be the uncomfortable part, but it just takes maybe even less than 5 minutes to take that shot of the X-ray.
Okay.
So people have to bear with us.
All right. And when it comes to X-rays, are X-rays always correct, or is it the person that is actually assessing the X-ray, looking at the X-ray, giving their medical expertise that could be possibly wrong?
Well, it's operator dependent.
Okay.
In that, the person taking the X-ray must know what he or she is doing to get the one who's going to interpret the X-ray the best picture.
Okay.
Yeah. So
why is that not the same person then? The person who would do the X-ray and the person who would interpret it.
Okay. So at this point, let me just say that the one taking the X-ray is a technical person.
Okay.
We call them the radiographer. So they are trained to take these X-rays. There are factors. Maybe use this amount of energy for an adult, use a lesser energy for a child. And then there is the doctor who has done but who does 4 years extra after medical school in imaging.
Yeah.
So he's trained to interpret the images which are produced by the technician or the technical person. And he is called the radiologist. So that's another specialty. It's like doing surgery or doing medicine after, as a specialty after medical school.
Right. So that's just a specialty amongst them. Okay. Now, we've spoken about, the X-rays. What are the potential health risks then from X-rays or overexposure to this particular kind of radiation?
Yeah, I'm glad you used the word overexposure, because medical X-rays are safe.
Yes.
You are trained to give them in very safe doses. However, in the unlikely event where you are overexposed, there are about 2 broad categories of injury you can get. You can get direct injuries to tissue.
Okay.
Because you are bombarding the tissue with radiation. It can cause even a burn.
Okay.
And then your system, you may become nauseous, vomiting. Or the second reaction that you could get is you could knock off some cells in the body and destabilize their anatomic structure.
Okay.
And in so doing, you might increase the risk of the person getting a cancer.
Right.
But that is very slim.
Very, very slim.
Very, very slim.
How slim? What are the statistics like? Are there any cases of people getting skin cancer from excessive overexposure to radiation?
I haven't come across a documented case in the country.
Okay.
Since I started doing this radiology thing in 1998, I haven't come across any, and I haven't seen any literature to that effect.
Okay.
Even though it's been reported outside, in the past when the equipment weren't so sophisticated and they just started developing them,
yes,
people were giving excessive doses. So yes,
right,
there are incidences of the older people. It's not just skin; it could be an organ.
Organs, right?
It just doesn't have to be a skin.
Okay,
so it's quite rare.
Now, we as a country or as a continent have typically a lot of issue when it comes to traditional medicine. A lot of people will be able to, or will make their assessments not using X-rays, and obviously cause further harm to those who are getting that kind of treatment. What would be your advice to people who have been told to go and get X-rays who decide not to and go the traditional route?
Well, you see, the X-ray is an imaging modality, so it helps us to see into the body. what normally we are not able to see. So you are suspecting maybe the bone is broken. You go take an X-ray and we see a crack. It makes life simple,
easier.
and then it helps you in management. It's like writing a book 20 years ago without a computer, or doing research 20 years ago without a computer. Now there's a computer, you go onto the internet, get all your whatever, and life is sweet.
Yeah.
So you go to the herbalist and you think you wouldn't go for an X-ray. You should just do something for you with a bone.
They'll pull it.
Yeah, you'll pull it, but why not just go see what's going on?
Okay.
Just go and see. There's a machine now. So it makes your life better.
Yeah. Okay. I want to thank you so much for coming in this morning, Doc, educating us more about X-rays. This has been Dr. Edmund Brakunyapa from the University of Ghana School of Medicine, also president of the Ghana Association of Radiologists. Thank you so much for coming in this morning.